What makes ballibay special and distinct, I think, is the very specific blend of freedom and structure that it offers. I've never been to a place where you can have such a wide range of freedom and choice catering to each individual camper, but within a very clear structure that is consistent. And I think that in itself is quite an art, to be able to balance that. In addition to that, there's a real value placed on connecting between the garden and the food and the land. And, you know, we're in this beautiful rural setting. For urban kids, this is like quite special. You know, we're in the mountains, breathing delicious air, looking at this gorgeous scenic environment, eating delicious food, and making art in every area, visual, theatrical, sonic. I mean, that's just the beginning, just skimming the surface of what makes this thing quite distinct and magical, quite frankly.
Earlier this summer, a camper said that the thing that she appreciated most about being in the art studio was the amount of time she had to dedicate to her art. And I think that's something as artists, educators, and campers we can appreciate most about ballibay, is that we can get lost in our process every single day.
It's really a two-way street. The staff are inspiring the campers are inspiring the staff, and also campers work together often across larger age gaps than they would ordinarily. You might have a rock and roll band that has a 10-year-old and a 16-year-old in it. How often does that happen in other environments? And yet they can relate to each other as musicians, they can relate to each other as people, and they can learn from each other. And this happens in all of our activity areas, in dance, in theater, in music. We're constantly putting together groups of interested, motivated kids who have different backgrounds and different experience and are often very different in age, and it works wonderfully as a learning environment.
Ballibay definitely holds a special place in my heart, and the first summer I was here, hearing the philosophy of the camp is the journey, not the product, really resonated with me, and I've made that actually my personal philosophy as a private teacher at home and in life, really. This is a special place, and that philosophy is so unique to ballibay, and that's just really what I love about coming back to ballibay every summer, is watching that process.
One of the things that brings me back to ballibay is that it's a place where creativity thrives, and it's encouraged. Creativity and collaboration between campers of different skill levels and abilities, campers that may have different talents in different areas, and campers and staff. You know, the way that campers and staff are encouraged to collaborate, and I just find that you know, it's an environment where kids learn and are encouraged to create, and that creativity isn't controlled necessarily, it's guided. And I think that's one of the things that I like most about ballibay.